Hi, I'm Rebecca Balcárcel, and I want to share a poem with you. It's by Camile Dungy, and here she is, who I was lucky enough to meet not too long ago. And because of that meeting, I read her book called Soil, and here's the cover. And within Soil is memoir writing and photographs and also some poems. And this poem is in that book. So I have been enjoying it and I wanted to share it with you. It has a very long title. So here it is. In her mostly white town, an hour from Rocky Mountain National Park, a Black poet considers centuries of protests against racialized violence. Whew, okay. So the poem, with being titled that way, makes the reader think, okay, we're in for a serious look at some hard issues in our culture, in our society, and that's true. However, what follows is an extended metaphor, which means that the whole poem compares the situation that she's talking about with protests against violence that is race based with snow and snowplows and a road in the mountain. And you'll hear how the project to clear that road is compared to the project of bringing harmony to our relations from across races, across cultures. So it's actually a hopeful poem, and it gives me hope anyway, and especially for Camille Dungy to be writing this poem as a Black woman herself, that she sees difficulty but also hope. So that inspires me that she decided to write the poem this way. So here it is. 2 miles into the sky, the snow builds a mountain unto itself. Some drifts can be 30 feet high. Picture a house, then bury it. Plows come from both ends of the road, foot by foot, month by month. This year, they didn't meet in the middle until mid-June. Maybe I'm not expressing this very well. Every year, snow erases the highest road. We must start near the bottom and plow toward each other again. Okay, so I really love the comparison made in this poem. Remember that the title is about a Black poet considering centuries of protest against racialized violence. And as she thinks about that topic, this image is what comes to mind. So the speaker of the poem tells us about this high mountain road and says 2 miles into the sky, the snow is building almost its own mountain. So it's a large obstacle. Okay, so the eventual connecting of two sides in the middle is a big project. The fact that that can happen eventually is really kind of amazing. And so the poem honors the struggle, honors the difficulty, the enormous project of trying to create harmony and trying to end violence, but that's motivated by race, and actually to have some sort of to have harmony, to have understanding, to have fellowship, brotherhood, sisterhood. Yeah, those things. It's not easy at all because the obstacle is like 2 miles high. Some drifts can be 30 feet high. Picture a house, then bury it. So it's the size of a house, some of these drifts. Plows come. So snow plows are coming from each side of the mountain, right from both ends of the road, foot by foot, month by month, slowly, both sides are working towards some kind of meeting in the middle. And of course, I see this as the dominant culture and the Black culture both trying to come together. And not only Black folks, I'm Latina, brown folks. I have friends who are Asian, etc., Native peoples, I mean, any group that has experienced violence against them because of their race, this poem could speak to that. But for the simplicity of, and to fit with the comparison, we have two sides. So she's thinking that the two sides are trying to meet and trying to plow from one side and the other. And it says that it takes them months to get just a little progress, a little progress, a little more progress. And this year, they finally did meet in the middle, but it wasn't till mid-June. And then she's got the speaker of the poem says, maybe I'm not expressing this very well. And I like that moment because it turns us back to thinking about the world outside the metaphor. So the speaker is saying, I'm trying to tell you something. And if you think I was just talking about snow and I was just talking about plows making slow progress and finally meeting in the middle, then remember the title. Remember that this is all comparison. And that kind of breaking the fourth wall, meaning that talking directly to the reader is a moment where it kind of reminds you, oh yeah, this is a comparison. And so we kind of lean in after that sentence. Maybe I'm not expressing this very well. And so we kind of hope that what's coming next will be clarification and, the speaker's chance to really say what they've come to say. And here's what they say. Every year, snow erases the highest road. And the expression, the high road, like, I'll take the high road. It means I will follow my conscience. I will do the best I can. I will try to rise above any petty problems. I'm really going to bring my very best self, my highest self to this situation. I'm going to take the high road. And so that's the road that people are trying to get to from both sides. And every year, snow comes again and erases it. So the progress made just seems to be gone, and then you have to start over. And I think that rings true for these struggles that we keep having to fight certain battles over and over. The idea of people being inferior because of the color of their skin or because their texture of their hair or their country of origin. This persists. Hopefully, most people are not making those judgments, are not making racial judgments, but it happens often that we hear of particular events, incidents that are disturbing and that show that not everybody has quite understood yet that, all humans are human and that we're all part of one human family and all those beautiful good things that are true. And yet we keep having to relearn this lesson as a society, as a culture, as a country. We keep having to go through trauma again, and then we have to try again. And this poem speaks to that by saying, okay, every year snow is erasing that highest road. So everybody doing their best and trying their best, that work has to be done all over again. And with each generation, we have to learn it again. And, we hope that there's an overall enlightenment happening, but, maybe it isn't just perfect progression to higher stages. Maybe we do have to relearn these lessons because there is more violence, and then we have to try again to come to meet in the middle, to have mutual understanding. So the last stanza, we must start near the bottom. So yes, we start again and plow toward each other again. And plowing is hard work. If you've ever watched a snowplow, it's moving a lot of snow and it's using fuel and it's, they're out there early in the morning sometime, working very hard. So yeah, plowing toward each other is a hard thing. So coming together, having deeper understanding, fixing the injustices around us is hard. And the poem admits that, but it's not impossible. And, she says every year they do meet in the middle. They get there eventually, but they have to start over so often. And that can be discouraging. It, I remember there's a superhero movie that where the superhero is in therapy, I want to say, and he says, how come the world can't just stay saved? Like I saved the world and now it needs saving again and again and again. Couldn't it just stay saved? and maybe the world doesn't stay saved because humans, we keep having new humans for one thing, but also we tend to forget the lessons of the past, or we tend to need to relearn, or, on a bigger and bigger scale, bringing a sense of harmony, a sense of mutual love and respect. That's just a very big project. And maybe Earth life never does get to be perfect. I don't know. But this poem points to hope that the work that is done is hard, but it can lead to connection. We can clear away the obstacles and truly meet on the high road, in the middle, even if it's hard. So yeah, thank you, Camile Dungy, for bringing this poem into my life. And I hope you're glad I brought it into yours.